Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of Wings to Fly. Wings to Fly is a concept where we talk about celebrating the uniqueness in every child. And that should be celebrated, isn't it? Every child is unique in its own self. And why not wings so that they also fly with us? Today's episode is very unique. It's one of its own self. Why? Because the kids that we have today are multi talented. They have done extremely well, not in just studies, but in extra co curricular activities and in all areas. My first guest is such a talented and a passionate girl that has experienced many cultural differences and has shined in both the places across the globe. And it gives me a pleasure, indeed a very good pleasure, to introduce you to Avani. Hi Avani,
Hello, ma'am.
how are you?
I am great. I hope you're doing well and safe as well.
Yes, absolutely. So now Avani is 13-year-old viewers. She is from Pune and she goes to Walnut School. She is passionate and multi-talented girl. Why I'm saying that? Because she has recently won the Shining Star Award by Tare Zameen Par. She's also, from her schools all across. She's into dance, she's into drawing, she's done so many things that I can, if I go by step by step. So you have to hold your breath because there are a lot of many things I'm going to talk about. She's been selected for the Scholars Program at Oxford and Cambridge while studying at the secondary school. Selected as a Student of the Year for Stoke High School in Ipswich, that is in UK. Is how do you pronounce that? Ipswich,
Yeah, Ipswich, UK.
Ipswich, UK. Right? At times these names are very tricky, but it's in UK. So she was been selected there. She is awarded as a first prize for at national level. She has won lot, I think more than 100 certificates that she has won on various skills. She's a very good artist because I've seen her drawings and those are exemplary, very, very good, which I can relate to. I can understand being an artist. She has performed at various locations in UK like London, Derby, Brinton, Milton, and many more places. She has won first prize in Talent on Guard Dance Creation, first prize of Lockdown Mania online competitions, awarded as best role player, speaker, and a number of things. Before we see all these things, I would like to, congratulate her parents for giving her this exposure because parents are the foundation of any child to upshine, to make them, to give us those wings that they can not just only fly in the sky, but they could reach the pinnacle and reach the horizon of the success. So, Avni, being in India and of being to different places across the globe, especially to UK, how was your experience and what all cultural difference you have find being in India and being in different places across the globe? What were your learnings?
Well, I think personally, whenever I used to visit UK for like a year or so, I did not like it there. I mean, I always wanted to stay in India forever, but because of dad's job, I had to go there, and I did not really have an option. So each time I went there, I was quite sad and I was kind of not wanting to go there because I loved India as my country and I loved the family and friends I already had here. But I think when I went to the UK for the first time, the first amazing thing I thought was the opportunities. You get a lot of opportunities there and a lot of platforms to actually showcase your talents and everything. Other than that, I think I have learned two languages. One is English, but because I went there when I was really young, I had to learn English as well. So that is one thing. and the other is I kind of started learning French, which I do not think I could have learned here. That is one thing, and other than that, because I have moved so much, I think I have kind of learned to adapt in a place. I have learned to adapt to the atmosphere, to the people around me, and everything else. So that's like a bonus point.
Getting adaptable and accepting the changes is very, very important. You said you never wanted to leave India, you wanted to stay back in India. Was it, it's very difficult to, for a child to adjust everywhere, make new friends every time? Because that is a skill that is required. Was that easy for you? Because a lot of kids I see, they find it very difficult to make friends in their own society. And for you, when there is altogether a very different atmosphere, different country, was that easy for you?
Definitely, it's not easy. It was not easy for me. But I think the product that came out was wonderful because right now I am in touch with so many of my friend circles, and whenever we meet in UK when I go back, it's always a pleasure meeting them. So it's like the memories I have collected are some of them that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
That's really good. So, while going through this journey, why I'm asking this question so many times to you, the only reason is that because a lot of kids, they have this cultural exchange. At times, they're able to cope up, at times, they are not able to cope up. So it's very important to understand the child's perspective because for parents, they have to do it. There is no other choice. But understanding the child's perspective really gives it a different dimension to look at the life, you know, being comfortable. So, what do you think, as a child, as a person, how this adaptability can be accepted? And because there are a lot of different cultural differences are there, right? In India, temperature is different, the culture is very different. Whereas in UK, the culture is absolutely different. So, how do you
Yeah.
adopt yourself with that?
Well, nothing much really. It's basically just understanding someone. I think every culture in itself is beautiful the way it is. So you don't actually have to match a culture. You have to stay as you are. You need to show people the real you for them to like you. And if they don't, then it's basically their thought process which is different. And of course, even if you go to a school, a society, obviously there won't be only one child. You'll have many options to connect through. So it's basically to find and choose the correct people who you actually communicate with. That's it.
Lovely. Isn't that with your parents? It's something that you need to look forward to because ये चीज बड़े बड़े भी नहीं सीख पाते हैं जो इन्होंने बहुत छोटे शब्दों में कह दिया बहुत easily कह दिया but even now even as adults it is difficult for us, right? Now, we would like to know how did you, explore different, different shades of you, different talents in you, and what opportunities did you find when you were there in London? And same thing, were you able to continue those passion in India too? Because today you are going to in grade 8.
Yeah. Well, I think I discovered the different shades of me in various different forms. So I did my first fashion show when I was 3 years old, and that was because of my mama. Well, she signed me up for it, and when I tried it out, I just felt like it was my thing. I wanted to do it, and I just felt comfortable doing it. So that is how I basically went into like the fashion area. But whereas art, I used to draw when I was little, just like fishes and dolls and stickmans. But the real discovery of art was when I came for a trip from UK to India. I came for a month or so, and that's when I had high fever, and my health was really bad. And I was in at my dad's hometown, my dad's native place, and because you're at the village you do not actually have an really great internet, and at the same time I had fever, so I was not allowed to go out. So at that time my dad brought a book, some coloring pencils, and normal pencil, eraser, sharpener, all those little stationery things, and he just gave them to me. He's like, "Go on, do what you want to." I was like, "What shall I do?" He was like, he drew a picture for me, and he told me to copy it. When I copied it, my mom and dad thought that, well, they were amazed, and they thought that I could learn more or practice art more. So that's when they brought me some like really nice stationery thingies. And when I saw it, I thought like I was kind of pushed more to do art. And that is how I started doing it. And then I basically got addicted to it. So it's just how it
So
was.
do you feel when do you do art, when you do some sort of art, that really helps you to enhance your personality?
Surely it does. I mean, each art piece like takes a long amount of time, which also shows how much patience is required. So that's one thing which I have also improved while doing art. My patience was really low. I could not sit at one place for more than half an hour. But now for my art projects, I sit for 1, 2, 3 hours. So that's one thing.
Right. So is it generally the original work that you have, or you get inspired from things and then you copy and do it? What is it?
Oh, well, actually, being a self learner, I do not I cannot draw art pieces on myself. I need a source or something to copy or take an inspiration for. Whereas some poems that I've written or some quotes, they do come from my mind because they have to be original. They cannot be copied.
Okay. That's really good to know from you. And apart from that, what are the different hobbies do you carry? Because hobbies something that every person should have it. So what are your hobbies?
Well, as I said, I love dancing. I love art. I have recently started playing guitar, and I
Mhm.
also love guitar now. I used to play piano, I still do, but it's not so frequent. And then I love sports. In sports, I am a basketball player. I like netball. I like badminton, though I do not play it very well. I also do swimming, and I'm an athlete. And other than that, I love cooking, and cooking, especially baking, because I love cakes and sweet. So I have more like writing poems. Traveling, I really like as well. And I think meeting new people now, because after moving on so much, like from here to there, it's kind of become like an habit meeting new people. So that's
Wow.
it.
Such so many hobbies. I am sure these hobbies will never let you down because these hobbies always rejuvenate us. And this is what I can see in Avni right in you. So I this is a very question. What you inspired to become? I am sure you yourself as an artist, you're doing so much of good work. In this lockdown, you've explored different shade of yours by participating in different activities, different online activities that you have done, and you've won many prizes in that. That is very much. That's really really good. But you know, in life, what do you inspire to become?
Well, I am in eighth and I know I should have a goal right now. But I frankly am not sure what to become when I grow up. When I was little, when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, I wanted to become a teacher just to scold off little children. I thought it was very fun. And when I came into like that 10 to 11-year old kind of an age, I wanted to become a graphic designer because one of my teachers suggested it to me. I did not exactly know what it was, but just because it had the name of a designer, I thought it would be really interesting. But now, seeing like the situation and everything, when I actually have to be serious about what I want to be, I'm not really sure as like in profession. But one thing I think everyone should want to be is like a good person and a person who inspires someone. So that is my goal so far.
That's really nice that you want to be a good person. I'm sure you are a good person,
Thank you.
right? But what do you think? What are the different skills that life require? It's good to have hobbies. It's good to have everything. but what are the skills that requires to survive in any of the situations as a life skills that are very, very important according to you?
According to me, I think there are two, most two important skills in life that you should know is first of all speaking, and second of all listening, because both of them do very good to you. And speaking helps you uh, give out your emotions, to express yourself, to tell people what you are, from where you are, and what you're going to be. Whereas listening is always a good thing as well, because listening helps you learn.
So in short, the communication part, that is what you want to say. We should have a very good communication skills in all, wherein you communicate with someone and you listen to them, you communicate to them, because when you do that, there's a feedback and that makes you understand that where are you heading towards.
Yeah.
Okay. With this note, it was pleasure talking to you, Avni. We'll take a break from you and we'll call upon our next guest.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you and wish you all the best for your future. Take
Thank you
care.
so much.
It was such great, when you see the different culture the kids have been learning, they have been coming up with. And ऐसे इसमें एक बच्चे की फाउंडेशन कैसी होती है. एंड अबव ऑल जब हम बात करते हैं कम्युनिकेशन की, तो कम्युनिकेशन में ड्रामा, इलिक्यूशन, ये चीजें भी बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं. एंड व्हाई इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, ये हम पूछेंगे हमारे नेक्स्ट गेस्ट से, जिसका नाम है विश्वजीत. हेलो विश्वजीत.
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं बढ़िया हूँ, आप कैसे हैं?
मैं एकदम बढ़िया. बिकॉज विश्वजीत के बारे में यदि मैं आपको बोलूं तो विश्वजीत 9th स्टैंडर्ड में है और ये है इचल करंची के. इचल करंची जो आता है सोलापुर, राइट? कोल्हापुर.
कोल्हापुर, यस।
Yes, Kolhapur के पास में there is a beautiful small place called Ichil Karanchi, and he's from Sanjay Vadawat International School, right, Vishwajit?
यस मैम।
Okay, so अब इनके बारे में बोले तो he has won lot many competition, inter school, inter elocution competition, goals and medals in gold medals and silver medals in all Olympiads, whether this is IMO or NSO or IOM, iOS, at speaking also I feel a little tired, but he has been winning in all that. He has he's a recipient of the scholarship of about 50,000 K from a from a winner of TCSION, Intelligent of Reading Skill category. He has been a student of the year 4 times till the day in his school. He is the deputy head boy in his school and actively participates in all type of competitions, whether it's singing, talent hunt, or book review. He is the head of organizing committee of Visit Inter-School Quiz Competitions. And yes, he is a national state level winner of Titan Genius Kids Arithmetic Championship 2007. And he has been interviewed as a junior radio jockey. Everything what he does is more related to his vocal cord, because that is something that he is gem of a person with, and it's very important to have this variety in your speech, right, Vishwajit? Excuse me.
यस मैम।
And why do you, and within the whole thing, what I feel your asset is your throat,
यस।
right? So when did you identify
यस।
that you have this? When was the time that you have identified that your asset is throat and you can utilize it for different purposes? And that is the reason you went into elocution. And how did you, asking you so many questions because I want you to speak at a stretch.
यस। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू से that my father is a good singer, so I think that
Okay.
my qualities of throat comes from there. Nextly,
Okay.
First time when I identified my talent of speaking is when I was enacting as a brinjal in my kindergarten.
Wow. Okay, so that is the time that
Yes.
you are in when you were in kindergarten. And
Yes.
how have you explored it? Would like to know more from you.
Yes. At the time, I did not take it much seriously. But then, my father and my mother, who saw my talent, they means told me to participate in each and every competition that I come through, which includes speaking. So that is
Okay.
how I developed it.
That's really good because doing a mono act or doing an elocution, it did not just require the vocal cord, but it requires the memory of memorizing it, expressing it in a such a way that people think that you are not just reading it out, but you are expressing the right type of pauses, the right type of the right type of expression, the right type of the words which has emotion needs to be expressed. It doesn't go in just a haywire manner. How have you learned that? Have you done any classes for that, or is it an inborn thing within you?
Uh, no, ma'am, no classes up to date to memorize things and that all. So a technique that I use is very simple. That I think of it as a story. Like if I
Okay.
want to means learn something, I think of it as a story. For example, if we want to learn that for example if you give any means random names, for example
Mm-hmm.
now apple, man, barn, horse, so four names. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'll memorize is a man is walking with the apple towards his barn in which a horse is there, and
Okay.
in my mind I will highlight those four important words, so that way I remember the things.
So what you said, parents and viewers, those who are watching us, this is called association technique. This is one of the very important technique when you associate things and you learn them. Because our mind and neurons actually get activated when you associate things and learn. And this is one of the very essential techniques when you relate to. It's really, really nice, Vishwajit, that you are using this technique for your growth. In your while you are in ninth grade and you have done so many Olympiad, you have won so many gold and silver medals. What do you aspire to become for this nation?
Ma'am, I aspire to become means I aspire to open my own mechanical line of machines.
Okay. You
Yes.
want to do
I love
something in the
machines.
line. Oh,
Yes.
oh,
I love
that's really
machines.
nice. Mm-hmm. So machines are are you into robotics?
More like ma'am, I create simple projects like right now I create small art and craft projects. Like I have created means and I have created few of the things. Like I do watch a lot of Marvel movies, that is Avengers. So I have
Mm-hmm.
created in that Captain America shield. I had
Okay.
also created Thor's hammer, and then I had
Okay.
created a bow and arrow. So I
Vishwajit,
keep on creating few things as they come to mind.
if you don't mind, can you show us if you have it nearby? Because I would like if people can view those things that you have created.
Yes,
If it's possible, do
I
let
have
us. We would like to see.
actually have the Captain America shield right now. It is in a bad condition due to being stacked away. 2 minutes, I'll just
No
come.
problem. Sure. So parents, this is really, really great that kids have interest in mechanics and they create their own stuff in this fashion, wherein they are into the small art and craft of designing their own way. Don't you think that is very, very creative? And this creativity really reveals out so many shades within them. Look at Vishwajit's smile when he's about to show his work. Yes, Vishwajit.
Yes. So, ma'am, I had created this 2 years ago, one day before my
Okay.
final exam. So,
Okay.
it is in a very bad condition right now due to wear and tear. It is
It's
wholly made out
absolutely
of paper. Yes. So you
wow.
can hold it from backside.
Okay. This is really, really nice. This is really, really nice that you are able to use best out of waste. You were able to do that. That's really, really great. And in mechanics, you have a lot of interest in, right? And this is very, very different combination with a very beautiful
Yes,
vocal
ma'am.
cord and love with machines. Generally, boys follow cars. So, which is your favorite car?
Ma'am, I like two actually. I like Bentley and Mustang.
See, I told you. Viewers, guys love cars, isn't it? And girls today have a different opinion. I will not say girls. So that is not supposed to be told because that's little old fashioned. But yes, guys love cars. And while going through this, what are the things that really inspired you? Who are your aspirations in your life, Vishwaji? As person, whom do you look upon to become?
Ma'am, there are means different people whom I look upon to in different aspects. For
Mm-hmm.
example, right now, as you mentioned that I'm deputy head boy, so means I'd like to just update it. Today was the investiture ceremony of our school, and I was bashed as the head boy today. So
Wow.
that is that is one improvement.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. So being a head boy, there is lot about leadership, and about leadership, the person whom I aspire upon is the principal of our school, Mohanty ma'am, because there are nearly 4,000 students in our school and more than 100 150 staff, and she controls them. Means it is just amazing to watch her control everyone and organize the event.
Wow. Lovely.
To
So
be means yes, ma'am.
are your schools running, or is it or was it an online event in your school?
It was an online event, ma'am.
Okay, that's really great. Always being a head boy, always being at the first. How do you accept the failures in your life? Because it is very difficult to handle failures. But have you ever seen a failure, and how have you accepted it?
Ma'am, if I get a failure, I do nothing. Just I smile and I try to analyze the problems that went wrong, the things that went wrong. So
Okay,
people many times they tell me, doesn't it affect you that this is happening because they see my smiling face after failure. So that is one thing.
okay. And is it easy to accept the failures? Because you are
At the
always at the
beginning,
top.
at the beginning, it's very tough.
Mm-hmm.
But once after you get the habit of learning from failures, it becomes a lot
Mm-hmm.
easy. You don't
How that
think of it
become
as failures, you think of it as an learning experience.
this is really great that every parent should teach their kids that failures are not failures, they are the learnings, they are the stepping stone towards the success. Because what I have seen and what I have experienced, Vishwajit, is that the kids who are always shining, who are always at top, it is very difficult for them to accept the failure. And when they don't, and whenever they get this failure, they are unable to face that. So, what do you think? Is it always good to be a winner, or at times failure too?
Ma'am, as they say that life is a combination of good and bad. So that is how every competition we go through, it is a combination of good and bad. Till the results, you never know, are you winning or are you learning?
So true. And this is something that everyone should learn it from here, that life is learning, winning and learning are part and parcel of it. So, Vishwajit, while talking to you, I realized in life, learning is very, very important. Being in ninth grade and the situation that we are going through in this COVID, we are not able to meet your friends physically. We are not able to go out. So, how do you manage your whole day-to-day activity, and how do you plan your stuff so that you have space and space for everything that you do?
Actually, ma'am, what I do is the day before. this is a technique that my father has taught me. So the day before, I list out each and everything that I want to do the next day, and I allot the
Okay.
time that in this time I will do this and nothing else.
Okay, Vishwajit, this is the technique that majority kids who have come on this show have said me, and I know this is a very powerful technique. But being children, being at this age, do you think at times don't you feel that you're stuck up with some sort of timetable and this is you are not able to express yourself or do something that you really love to do? At times it's a
Ma'am,
jhagda hua aisa. Don't you feel that? क्या
no,
hard time
ma'am,
time
not
थे
really.
because
Not really.
because a lot of the parents whom we give this advice to that follow a timetable, follow a schedule, they said क्या मैम रोज रोज एक ही schedule follow करना पड़ता है क्यों planning करना पड़ता है because ये सारी चीजें जब हम सुनते हैं पेरेंट्स जो हमारे पास में काउंसलिंग के लिए आते हैं so this is what we go through so listening to you I think this is really really commendable that you kids are at very young age are able to do so many things you're able to manage your timetable, you're able to pre-plan your stuff, you know what next day you're going to do. But in this, one more thing I would want to ask you, if something out of the box happens, out of the box, which is not there in your schedule, how do you manage that also?
Ma'am, it happens a lot of time, to be frank. So to manage with that, there's nothing really planned like that. I go ahead what life throws at me, and whenever
Oh,
I find free time, I try to cope up with the works that were left out.
wow. Because it is very, very important in the life that at times when surprises are there or unplanned things happen, we should be able to manage the planned things and unplanned things because at the end, I've seen a lot of kids, they feel very bad. I've planned the day, but things doesn't happen that way. So I don't want to follow a timetable, let it be. So is there any times when you say, "Ki bye bye timetable, let me go with the flow?
Ma'am, that is what happens usually on most Sundays.
Okay.
So I feel that as important it is to be on time and being strict, it is as important to be means fluid. So
That is
following a
true.
timetable, you all become rigid, and to means flow out, you need to become a fluid. You need to go with the flow, and means you need to do something
I
that life
understand
throws at you. But yeah,
I understood your point that we should be the balance of both the things. We should flow like water effortlessly, yet there should be some sort of disciplining that needs to be there. I really, really appreciate those points. And it was pleasure talking to you, Vishwajit, getting those
same here,
pointers
ma'am.
within you. This small pointers what I learned from you is first accept the failures as your learnings, not as failures. The second I learned from you is that adjust, be flow like water, no doubt to it. But at the same time, we need to be that person who disciplines itself. Whenever you have a time, discipline yourself. Very, very, very important two valuable things that I have learned from you. I would like to know from my viewers what have you learned from these two kids. Please mention that in the comment section so that we will also get a feedback and we can pass on that to these kids. It was pleasure talking to you, Vishwajit, and I would like to congratulate your parents, your schools for for giving you this platform to explore yourself, to learn so many things, and come out as a shining star. And by the way, yes, Vishwajit is also an awardee for Shining Stars Award organized by Tari Zameen Par, that is TZP. And for that, I think your principal ma'am is also here and she's appreciating you for that. So thank you, ma'am,
Yes,
Mohanty
ma'am.
ma'am, right? Thank you for being
Yes,
there
ma'am.
watching Vishwajit's interview. It's pleasure to have Vishwajit here. Thank you, Vishwajit. It was pleasure having you here.
Thank you too, ma'am. It was pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. We have one more child which is very, very special, but again, there's an internet issue which has been going on. So I would like to call upon Annika Nandy. Annika Nandy, uh, yes, she's here. Annika, can we have you? Can you please switch on your camera? Annika, 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 uh, she's not responding to, and there's an internet issue at a place. I would like to tell the achievements of Annika. Annika is she's again an awardee of Shining Star Award, Tari Zameen Par. She's a super kid model. Uh, she's here. Let me see. Annika, can
Hello?
you hear? Hello, can you hear us, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, how are you, Annika?
Fine. And you?
That's great. Annika, what is your age?
Miss, can you repeat because your voice is cracking?
I said, what is your age?
Ma'am, my age is 10.
She's 10 years old, and when you look at her achievements, it goes on and on. So she's a multi-talented child. She has won lot many awards in fashion industry, being a model, kid model. She has won lot many drawing competitions, handwriting competitions. Then she has done she has also a part she's also received a gold medal in World Genius Council competition. With that she has also won inter-school zonal athlete competition relay. She's a runner, and in relay she has won many prizes. So overall, when you look at it, she's a multi-talented child. Anika, at the age of 10, tell me, what do you really like to do? Do you really aspire to become a model or a painter, or what is that you want to become?
Ma'am, I'm interested at fashion show because when I was kid, I like to change my dress, do my makeup. So I want to be a model.
Wow, it really takes lot of attitude when you walk or when you walk around. It is not that easy, and it is really commendable that you are so confident of taking your attitude and walk on it. Absolutely awesome, Anika. Anika, while looking at, you are at the age of 10, right? And where do you look, when you do so many things like drawing, painting, lot of creativity, what really fascinates you? Is it drawing, studying? What really fascinates you?
Ma'am, I didn't understand your question.
I asked that what exactly you like to do when you, because you have won prizes in drawings, you have won prizes in multiple things in athlete and drumming. So what do you really like?
Ma'am, I like to do drawing. When I was sad, I do drawing always. And when I was
Mhm,
happy, I do fashion in my home and
mhm.
do dance. At my school, I have a sir. Her dance is the best, so I practice with her.
Okay, that's really great. So which school you'll go to?
Mm.
Your school name. Your
Oh,
school name.
my school name is International Rustomji School.
Okay, so are you from which city? You're from which city?
I'm from my school at Daisar, and I'm from
You're from which
yes,
city? You're from which city? आप कौन से शहर से हैं?
I'm from IC Colony.
आईसी कॉलोनी. ओके, which city? पुणे से है, मुंबई से है, सोलापुर से है, कहाँ से है?
Mumbai still. Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, you're from Mumbai. You know, the life of
Yeah.
Mumbai is very fast, right? Life of Mumbai is very
Yeah.
fast. In this lockdown, being at home, how are you feeling?
I feel bad that I can't go out and do so many fun things. So I try to do
Mm-hmm.
at my home, like dancing. I always do dancing. I take my AirPods, I keep in my ear and play the song and I dance. I take some videos
Wow,
also.
wow. So, do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
No, that's really
I
cool.
have a
You
cousin,
know,
I
yeah.
have a cousin here. She have a YouTube channel.
Oh, your cousin have a YouTube channel. Okay. You know, Anika, while talking to you and going through your profiles, I realized that you are a child who doesn't sit at one place, who would jump around, hop around. So, in this way, are you able to concentrate on your studies? Does your parents says that concentrate when you are studying?
No, I like to study, but I like to dance, so I always do dance. So my mom that said do like learn something.
So true. You know, parents, this is something a beautiful example that kids have really a lot of energy. So that is why the term of gross motor skills comes to play. The kids who have gross motor skills which are very high, they don't sit at one place. The energy level is very high. So to these kids, always make sure that you have a lot of visuals to make them study. Okay. Uh, Anika, would really like to know who's your favorite, you know, किसके जैसे डांस करना आपको पसंद है आपका फेवरेट डांसर कौन है
हाँ मेरा फेवरेट आपने लाइक पूछा कि फेवरेट सॉन्ग
फेवरेट डांसर कौन है किसका डांस आपको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है
ओके मेरे को पसंद है आलिया भट्ट का
आलिया भट्ट का आप डीआईडी देखते हो
जीआईडी
डीआईडी डांस इंडिया डांस
नहीं नहीं
इंडिया डांस
देखते
नहीं देखते हो ये नहीं देखते आपका
नहीं
आपका फेवरेट डांस फॉर्म कौन सा डांस फॉर्म बहुत पसंद है
ये तो नहीं पता
ये नहीं पता कोई बात नहीं इट इज एब्सोल्युटली फाइन ओके सो यू नो अनिका फैशन इंडस्ट्री में इंडस्ट्री का नहीं बोलूंगी आपको मैं आपको आलिया भट्ट का ड्रेसिंग सेंस काफी पसंद है राइट
हाँ ड्रेसिंग
राइट
ड्रेसिंग को हाँ
ड्रेसिंग सेंस आपको काफी पसंद है उसका और किन किन का आपको ड्रेसिंग सेंस पता है जिनकी जैसे आपको लगता है यू कैन कैरी योरसेल्फ
मेरे को नहीं तो पसंद है जैकलिन
जैकलिन फर्नांडिस
हाँ
जैकलिन फर्नांडिस
हाँ
okay that's really good and you know parents while dealing with all this stuff while going through all this um, the whole different aspect different child has their own uniqueness while talking to Anika you can understand her understanding about fashion her understanding about dancing is so different and she aspires to become a model and today we have a very good a big fashion industry waiting for her maybe after some time she'll have something else to do it thank you Anika for talking to us for being part of our show thank you so much
वेलकम
bye
बाय
people who are watching us, I would like to tell you that NanhaGyan Foundation is is an organization which works on mental and emotional health of every child. Organizing Wings to Fly, it's a very it's a concept where I really wanted to showcase the co-curricular activities that a child does apart from curriculum, because this skills enhance the kids to move ahead in their life. Studies definitely plays a very vital role in their life, but using those skills are equally important. So hats off to all parents today. Hats off to the to all the three kids, Anvi, Anika, and Vishwajeet, for being a part of today's show, and the parents who have really blessed them to explore different things. If you have kids in your school or in your nearby who are equally talented, we would like to celebrate the uniqueness by taking the interview. Please get in touch with us. Let us know we are ready to take the interview after knowing their profile. Get in touch with us on NanhaGyan Foundation. You can find us on our Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on our website too. My the people who are interested, you can find the link to register with us in the comments, in the description box. Please go through it, and please motivate others to be a part of it if you find a spark within that child. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the session. Take care and be safe. Till then, see you in the next episode. Take care and bye.